Sometimes it's kind of crazy what you can find on the internet, and it might be necessary to actually remove your info from the internet. I like if you're trying to really shield yourself. Maybe you have family, maybe you have children, and you're trying to really preserve your family. So I want to explain to you how to remove your information from the internet for free this year. Okay. So here are the considerations I want you to think about. First of all, is it possible to remove yourself from the internet? Yes, it is. It is possible, but it is not really easy. Okay, your personal information is all over the internet, whether you like it or not. So, along with your personal details you post on social media, like LinkedIn or Facebook, e-commerce sites, data brokers, and advertising companies all collect and store sensitive information that can put your privacy at risk or worse. Okay, so the harsh reality is that unless you completely stop using online services and apps, it's almost impossible to completely remove yourself from the internet. But with a few steps, and that I will share with you into this conversation, you can really ensure that there is not enough data online to put you at risk. Okay, so here is a method I want you to think about. First of all, you want to secure your online account. So to remove your information from the internet, you want to secure your online accounts. So whenever you sign up for an online service, if you shop with a website or create an account, you add to your online presence. So while it's important, don't get me wrong, it's important to update your privacy settings to ensure you're not sharing too much info online. It's even more important to secure your accounts from, say, hackers or spammers who want to steal and leak your most sensitive detail. It's what it is because that's what they live for anyway. So what you can do here is that you want to use strong passwords. You want to enable 2FA. So 2FA stands for two-factor authentication. And you want to regularly scan the dark web for your information. That's really how to really secure your account. Now, one thing for sure is that when I speak about scanning the dark web for your information, you can use third-party software such as Aura or Identity Guard. So you can search hacker forums and marketplaces for leaked personal details and recent data breaches. And this tool actually can help you identify compromised accounts so that you can update your passwords immediately. And you got to really have that anyway. Next, I want you to remove your data from Google search results. So if you want to remove your info from the internet, you got to really think about removing your data, your personal data, that is, from Google search results. You know, like when you tap your name in Google, those the first page or second page that really shows up, you can actually remove your data from there. So a simple Google search of your own name or your family name, I mean your family like a relative name, or okay, that's often all it takes to gather sensitive information about you. It doesn't have to be you. It can be a friend. It could be a stranger. Okay, and so this is really something to really think about. And in September 2022, Google released the Results About You tool to make it very easy for people to request the removal of any search results that contain their personal information. And you want to check Google's results for your name to ensure that you're not exposing sensitive data, such as your phone number, home address, and email address. Okay. Now, here is what you can do if you want to remove your name from the internet. You want to protect your home address. So Google lets you blur images of your home and remove your address details from search results. So removing information about your home can prevent unwanted solicitation or even physical theft, including dumpster diving. And so that's really important to think about, okay? From a flexibility point of view, you will love that. You also want to keep your financial information secure. So God forbid, if cyber criminals intercept your financial data through phishing attacks, they could actually take out loans or credit cards in your name, even lines of credit. So that's why what you want to do is you want to hide all financial information online, including your credit card numbers and bank account statements. Whenever possible, whenever possible. I mean, nothing is perfect, but whenever possible, do it. Also, you want to hide your phone number, okay? So it's actually best, first and foremost, to avoid sharing your phone number publicly, as you could make yourself a target for spam calls or SIM swap scams. And this is really more prevalent than you can really think about. And this is something that you need to really think about strategically. If you want to remove your information from the internet this year, you want to request that third-party websites remove your information. That's totally possible to actually do it that way, okay? I mean, unfortunately, removing your data from Google search results will not remove your information from the sites that are hosting it, right? That's just part of the logistics. Instead, what you want to do is you want to contact each site's webmaster individually to remove your personal data, which can be really, really lengthy, very convoluted. So you can reduce the risk by asking websites to remove your personal information. So what you want to do here is you want to find out who has your information. So search for your name, email address, home address, and phone number in search engines to see which sites have information about you. And you want to make a list of the sites that you need to contact. And you want to contact site administrators. So you should be able to get in touch with the owners or even webmasters via contact forms or phone numbers. And you want to politely ask them to remove your details from their sites. And you want to provide supporting information like screenshots and page links to help them where required. Or you can also use a data removal service, okay? The manual approach to removing your data online requires a great deal of time and concentration, but alternatively, a data removal service like Aura or Identity Guard or others can automatically contact and remove your information from major data broker sites. Next, you want to delete old accounts and apps that you no longer use, because that's also a source of a data breach, okay? After several years online, I mean, it's one of those things where most of us acquire dozens or even hundreds of accounts, including social media platforms, apps, and services. So when you stop using these services, you should shut them down properly, as they can be vulnerable to hacking and data breaches, and it happens all the time. So what you want to do is you want to make a list of your online accounts, okay? You want to delete old accounts whenever possible. So log into the sites or services that you don't need anymore and go to your account settings. Look for an option to either deactivate or delete your accounts. And if you can't delete an account, remove your personal details, including your address and credit card numbers. You could even add an email alias to full would-be threat actors. And you want to limit access to all sites and content. So Facebook lets you automatically set an audience for all past posts. So only trusted people like your family members can view your content. If you want to remove your information from the internet this year, you want to boost your social media privacy settings, because social media is a great source of exposure when you think about it, because around 25 to 30% of people admit they've shared sensitive personal information on social media. So whether it's your phone number or photos, everything you post on social media increases your digital footprint. So if you don't practice good social media security, you could become actually a victim of fraud, okay? That's important to think about. So what you want to do here is that you want to review your privacy settings. You can customize your profile settings to limit who can see your content and what information the platform shares with third-party apps, services, and search engines. So this is kind of cool. Don't share personally identifiable information, PII. So on social media, keep your full name, address, and phone number to yourself. Avoid posting photos of sensitive information as well, such as passport or ID photos, airline tickets, and more. Be careful about posting photos on social media sites. So even if you don't reveal a name or location, fraudsters can use your images and likeness to manipulate and catfish you or your friends and contacts. Another thing you want to do here is that you want to opt out of data broker lists and people finder sites. So data brokers and people search sites are companies that collect, package, and sell personal information to other businesses, marketers, and government agencies. And brokers like Spokeo and White Pages aggregate information from public records, social media platforms, and other online sources, okay? So while the data collection business is perfectly legal and often intended for genuine purposes, what happens here is that, some data brokers may sell your info to unscrupulous individuals. So it's up to you to prevent your data from falling into the wrong hands in the first place, okay? So what you want to do is you want to send data removal requests. You want to periodically repeat the process, because your data is not going to be removed once and for all, only one time. It might take some time, and you want to use an automated content removal service. So you can remove more of your info from data brokers lists and Google searches in less time with a dedicated service like Delete Me or Aura or Identity Guard. Okay. If you want to remove your info from the internet this year, you can use anti-tracking and privacy tools when browsing online. That really helps a lot because upwards of 40 to 45% of websites use cookies to track online activity. So while many sites collect information for advertising purposes, not all have reliable practices when it comes to data privacy and security. That's something you need to know. So you can get more privacy online by using digital security tools that actually let you browse freely without worrying about anyone trying to steal your personal information. Okay, that's one of those things where you have to see what really what happened. Now, what you want to do is you want to install a VPN, so you can use a service like Hotspot Shield to mask your IP address and hide your internet traffic, browsing capacity, and geolocation from prying eyes. You can use an anti-tracking software. So many free tools prevent websites from using trackers to follow your browsing activity. For example, DuckDuckGo is a search engine that stops sites from tracking you or selling your data. And you can consider ad blockers. So you can block unwanted ads with browser extensions or use an ad-free browser like Brave. So that's kind of that's good because it gives you flexibility, especially in the long run, for you to know exactly which service to go for. And you want to automatically block dangerous websites. Okay. And also, you can remove identifying images from Google Maps. That's another possibility here. That's really powerful. So Google Maps is an incredibly helpful tool, but it can also pose several risks to your identity and personal safety. So criminals could use the Street View feature to look at your home, car license plates, or even images of you and your family. So to protect your privacy, you can request that Google blur sensitive images that you don't want visible in the public domain. So what you want to do is you want to find unsolicited images. You want to remove photos from Google My Business, and you also want to blur images of your property. So that's totally possible. Now, the way to do this, you want to use the zoom and adjustment tools to select the area of the image you wish to blur. Google will actually review your request and may contact you for more information. So, but they're very good at doing that, at following up. If you want to remove your information from the internet, you want to make your public records private. Okay. So it's kind of vital to protect sensitive information like your social security number, credit card numbers, and also date of birth in case identity thieves or hackers target you. As anyone can legally view public records like court reports, marriage licenses, or grant applications, you should be really vigilant about removing your info. Okay. So what you want to do is you want to identify the records. So determine which public records contain your personal information and decide what you want to remove or redact. You can Google your name and collect the website links on which your information is published. And you can request removal. So you can contact the appropriate government agency, website, or organization. And you can ask them very politely to remove your personal information and provide supporting details and screenshots if necessary. And you can also visit the county clerk's office. So this government's offices house many of your public records, including court records, birth certificates, wills, deeds, mortgages, and government surveys. So call in advance and bring your identity documents before discussing any updates to your records. And you can also clean up your email accounts and start using aliases. So your primary email actually like email address is a prime target for hackers who know that it most likely connects to your password and sensitive information or photos. Okay, that's really important to think about. And so what you want to do is you want to set up separate email accounts. You want to use the folders to organize your communications, and you want to create folders and set up filters to categorize incoming mail automatically. Also, periodically review your folders to ensure that you're not creating a bloated inbox or hoarding old emails that you should actually delete. And you also use email management tools. That's really good. You can use free tools to unsubscribe from newsletters quickly, delete old messages, and remove spam. That's totally possible. If you want to remove your information from the internet, you want to optimize your browser's privacy settings. Okay. Now, leading browsers like Chrome, Firefox, and Apple's Safari all store your data, including passwords, cached files, and detailed records of the websites you visit. So with some simple adjustments to your settings, you can reduce your attack surface and the chances of a data leak. Okay. So what you want to do is you want to clear your browsing history. So when you get in the habit of wiping your browsing history every week, you can protect your personal information and clear old downloads. You also want to block pop-ups. So many phishing scams rely on pop-up ads. And so you can stay safe when visiting unsecured sites when your browser automatically blocks pop-ups. And you also want to delete unused extensions. So if you use old extensions that haven't been updated in a while, hackers could exploit a software vulnerability to access your device. So what you want to do is you want to disable or delete any older or unused extensions in order to improve your security. Next, you want to also sign up for an identity monitoring tool. So you want to have a great identity monitoring tool that offers hopefully 24/7 dark web scanning and alerts. You want to have 3 bureau credit monitoring. So that's really good because you want to be warned in real time if scammers are trying to open new accounts or take out loans in your name, right? You want to have a service that provides you with updates on your credit score and warn you of suspicious transactions in your bank, credit, and investment accounts. You want to have digital security tools if possible, so to prevent hacking, viruses, and other forms of cybercrime. So you want to really sorry about this. You want to have a safe browsing tools and a secure password manager. I apologize here. You also want to sign up for an identity monitoring tool. See, the whole thing is that when you are trying to remove yourself from the internet, having this, let's say, extra layer of tranquility, if you will, granularity is really, really cool, right? So if you sign up for an identity monitoring tool, you can actually have a 24/7 dark web scanning and alerts, among other things. That's really good because data breaches can leak your personal data online. And so if you are able to scan dark web, the dark web all the time, you are preventing yourself from having this sort of problem later on. You also have 3 bureau credit monitoring. So if you sign up for an identity monitoring tool, this 3 bureau credit monitoring is kind of cool because it gives you alerts when there is a change on your Experian, on your Equifax or TransUnion score. You want to have digital security tools. This is also another layer of an extra layer of efficiency when it comes to removing your info from the net. Okay, so bottom line here is that when you actually compare and contrast the best way for you to remove your info from the internet, it's all about doing a couple of things, not just one thing. Okay, it's not just one action that will remove your info from the internet. It's actually a variety of actions, a variety of procedures that will help you actually reestablish your digital security, at least in the long run. Let me give you some extra stuff here. The big question is, can you remove your personal info from the dark web? Now, not really, because the dark web is a small, concealed part of the internet that is only accessible by using specialized web browsers like Tor. So users on the dark web are virtually impossible to trace, making it ideal for anonymous communication and illegal activity. So if a data breach occurs at a company with which you have an account, there is a real risk that your personal info will be leaked on the dark web, that's for sure, because people are making money off of your data. So unfortunately, it's almost impossible to remove your personal info from the internet once it's circulating on the dark web. However, you can use the dark web monitoring service to check if your data has been exposed in the first place. So what happens here is that a dark web monitoring tool scans thousands of websites daily and sends alerts if it detects any of your info, like your credit card numbers or passwords. And these notifications give you a chance to block cards or change compromised account details before it's too late. That's really good because it's all about being proactive, really. So how do you also protect your privacy online? Because if you want to remove your info from the internet, that's fine. But think about doing things proactively. Protect your privacy online. And so what you want to do is you want to clean up your privacy settings online. Don't link accounts unless necessary. Avoid using public Wi-Fi. That's really that's a biggie. Always use a VPN whenever possible. So switching to a private network is a great way to minimize Wi-Fi security risks. A VPN encrypts your connection, stopping hackers from intercepting your data. And always check out as a guest. So when you purchase something online, do so as a guest whenever possible. The fewer accounts you have online, especially ones that store your credit card information, the easier it is to safeguard your personal information. And what you want to do also is that you want to don't be fooled by incognito or private mode. Although those modes offer some privacy, they are not impenetrable shields. You will still need to take care when browsing to avoid falling for phishing scams, and never share personal information. And last but not the least, what you want to do here is that you want to use a password manager. Okay, so it's hard to remember passwords for all of your online accounts. So you can create and store unique, complex login credentials for every account when you use a secure password manager. So here's the bottom line to this conversation. I spoke to you about how to remove your info from the internet. I gave you the considerations, the method, the extra stuff, and now the bottom line. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.